The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
The aftermath of every social revolution brings about change. Cultural norms and landmarks shift as our minds and hearts expand beyond the familiar. To everything, there is a season and a time to every purpose in the land of the living. This is our time to renew, revive, and restore the hope lost to the busyness of life. This is our time to dig again and rebuild from the storms of our past on a solid footing that holds. Welcome to The Foundation.
The Foundation is brought to you by Burger King, Fidelity Bank Bahamas, ATO's Holdings, Alive, Bonneville Bones, Commonwealth Bank, and AML Foods Limited.
Foundation. It's the foundation.
Something good gonna happen in this year, and I am grateful that I made it here. Yesterday's gone and a new day has appeared, and I am grateful that I made it here. Blessings gonna find me here, oh yeah. Favor gonna find me here, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, say money gonna find me, blessings gonna find me, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Round and round, these seasons I've been facing, but this year, your blessings I'm embracing. Hey, healing have you come my way, blessings have you come my way. Winning, we winning, and we here to stay. Is the blessings me say will find me here? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell them the money gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss the blessings gonna find me here. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Tell them me claim it. All of my blessings, me name it. With faith, me I go own it. Nothing shall get home it. Speak life, it is a new day. All things in my past, yeah. Welcome to the new year. Me step out in faith and no fear. Blessings go find me, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I miss if ever gonna find me here. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant in your company. Something good is going to happen this year. I am so grateful to be in your company today. I wanted that to play a little bit more. Don't fight me. I wanted to got to kind of jam out there, guys. It's a Friday. It's a laid-back Friday. Grateful to be in your company. Always happy as we continue to chop this thing down and talk about where we are as it relates to growth and development, our position, and being able to look with not just a sort of an external, observation, but internal reflection and understanding our responsibility to being able to move forward, upward, onward, and together. It's a great day, guys. I'm grateful to be in your company here on the first day of March. The first quarter of the year is coming to an absolute close by the end of the month. And you have to make an assessment as to what you did in your first 90 days. I don't know, right? Were you on point? Some things happened for me. Some things did not happen for me. We always have this sort of a mark, and we identify those particular things. But I'm grateful to kind of be here and have an opportunity to be able to make those things happen. At the top of the hour, you heard Sherwin Gardner. He's going to be doing some stuff in Atlanta and off in the States for a few weeks. I think he's the lead worshiper over at Bahama Harvest Church. He is absolutely wonderful, man, really being able to bring great energy into the service and always being able to bring that kind of positivity. So make sure you check that out. It is Sherwin Gardner, SHERWIN Gardner. And the song is called Find Me Here. You want to be able to reach out and find that. You can find it on YouTube. Find Me Here. It's a beautiful day. I want to be able to say a shout out to all my good and decent people over at AFS Insurance Agents and Brokers. They got everything laid out for you. Remember, we talked about this. If you got a fleet, you got a couple cars, you're thinking about getting that. If you got a jitney, if you have a taxi, if you want any of these particular things, if you want to be able to get insurance, but you don't want to break the bank, you want to reach out to them. 341-1AFS, 341-1AFS. They got everything laid out for you. Make sure you reach out to them and find out exactly what's what. My good friend Ethric Bow will be more than happy to assist you in those areas. Guys, it's a beautiful day. I got to give a shout out to my good, decent people, man. Yesterday, I was supposed to give you a live read, and I don't know why, but the thing slipped my mind. So please forgive me for that. I'm going to take the time out to be able to talk about this today. And these are my very good friends from Accretio. Accretio always has these things set up for us and being able to talk to us about what they're doing. So you want to go over there to Accretio and check them out. They got everything available for you. You can give them a call. Say, get a head start on your hair restoration journey with Accretio Hair Growth. Our eco-friendly products treat hair breakage, thinning, slow growth, and other scalp thinning, other scalp and hair issues. We've got the best gels, natural hennas, oils, and so much more, backed by our over a century's legacy. Our hair technicians treat natural and relaxed hair in a variety of styles. We will fix your crown and your confidence as you fall back in love with your hair again. Give us a call at 601-5144, 601-5144, or hit them up at 802-6762. Visit them over their storefront at Island Plaza, East Shirley Street, opposite the Church of God of Prophecy. That is Accretio Hair Growth. Accretio Hair Growth. They got everything available for you. Guys, it's a beautiful day. It's a Friday. It's a laid-back day. It's the first day of the month. I am reminded this month, my wife is going to be celebrating her birthday. My baby girl is going to be celebrating, my oldest girl, she's going to be celebrating her birthday also. My baby girl is turning 16, so it's safe to say that both of them are turning 16. This is too much. This is too much. It's a lot. All right, so we're going to have a good time. They ain't tell me what they want yet, but they keep looking at me and trying to drop in suggestions. You know what I mean? Well, this is nice. Well, how the hell am I supposed to know what does this mean? This is nice. Oh, what does it mean? Oh, I thought you'd gone over by John Bull. Why would I go to John Bull? You see, it's too much. This is too much. Huh? I was looking for you. Where you was? I was getting the coffee. Oh, I thought you was in John. No, you need to stop, miss. Miss, say a piece. Amen? Say a piece. What you want? David Human? I don't know. You need to talk. Amen? Praise God. I'm not going to fight her. She's going to be celebrating her birthday as she continues to be able to age with grace. And I'm deeper in love. I'm so happy. I signed an agreement to do some stuff, right? And on the agreement, it says that only 6 people. I say, hold on. Why would you want to confine me and my family to this 6? And my wife young and fertile. Amen? I might decide to have another one. Praise God. I'm not going to fight you guys. It's a beautiful day. Join me in the conversation as my good friend joins me here today, and we continue to be able to chop down these things, none other than Garth Roseboro. Garth, what's happening with you today, my brother? Say hello to the people out there listening.
Hey, good afternoon to the Bahamas and to the world. It's good to be here in studio once again. And Howard, I did anticipate that it would be a very relaxed Friday.
I hope so.
But something happened.
Oh, Jesus.
We're in the first...
I hope you would come to agitate again.
I have to agitate. Bahamian people, for the most part, especially when we had lunch yet, we miserable. So,
well, it's lunchtime. Make sure you go and get your lunch.
Yeah, man. You got to find some of that $125 lunch that we talked about the other day. But, it's March. It's the first day of March. Had it been February still, I think we could be experiencing a laid-back Friday. But this is the first day of March, the 3rd month of the year. And Howard, earlier this year, you spoke about a possible convention coming from the Royal Opposition. And we anticipated it would happen between February and October. I do believe that was the discussion. Now, February is gone. This is now March. I opened up The Guardian, our favorite newspaper, to look and see what's going on. And I see a whole lot of campaign going on. I see a whole lot of agitation going on. And, it's not what you say sometimes, It's who is saying it. And based on who is saying it, it will either have some resonance or it goes into thin air of non-existence. Right now, we're at the foundation, the Howard Grant Show. I'm going to encourage the callers to talk to Howard today. It's Friday. Don't work us so hard today. He'll give you the numbers to call in. But people, this is the first day of March, and it seems to me, Howard Grant, we officially began marching into campaign 2026.
That happened in February.
February,
Let's
we were in love. We were in love in February. No, we were in love in February.
From October, November of last year, as the PLP has taken on this kind of position, they have not stopped campaigning.
Of course.
They have not stopped. Okay? It was subtle, and now we identify its pronouncement.
Okay.
It's very subtle, right? We understood the objective, the task, the responsibility of being able to fill this seat that was left vacant by Obadiah Wolfscombe passing, even as he sat as a member of parliament and a cabinet minister. So they understood the responsibility of being able to fill that seat. And so they did everything they could.
You had to go way back there?
But I have to go back. Let me tell you why.
Way back there?
Let me tell you why. Because when they touched the ground, this is when they touched down on the ground in West Grand, Bahama, and Bimini, they recognized what the issues were. They realized, oh my God, we're going to lose this next election if we don't get on the ground. They realized that.
Okay.
In October of November last year, their only saving grace is lack of organization from the Free National Movement. Their only saving grace. Their only saving grace, and that could possibly lead to the first time a victory of a repeat, a two-peat, a repeat.
Yes.
For governance, this saving grace could possibly be able to cause the PLP to trample over the threshold to victory as a result of lack of organization and focus.
You know I'm
on the Free
listening.
National
You know
Movement.
I'm listening to you, right?
Yeah.
You know I'm listening to you,
Yeah.
though.
See,
Okay.
Michael Pintar comes in the newspaper and seeks to be able to separate himself from the concept and idea of any perceived corruption, right? If anything is untoward, I need to be able to let you know this ain't got nothing to do with me. In the papers today, you make sure you pick up the Guardian newspaper. You can be able to see that
Howard
exactly
Grant
what's
is a
what.
disgusting fella.
Right? No, he's a decent man. God bless me. Praise God. Right? See the halo? Watch it. Look. Look. Right? Watch me.
You disgusting.
So Pintard says that the Bahamas Air offered free F&M free service ahead of the by-election. And if you read that, he said, yes, Bahamas Air offered, and we did not take them up on it. He said that I am confident, given the size of the country, that they were aware that we, let's go to page A3.
A3. It's on A3.
It's on A3. They were aware that we were already aware of items being transported for the PLP and had a sense that these items that they were transporting were free of charge. So when the call came in, again, as though they called twice, this is the indication. When the call came in again, we were not surprised.
You're not surprised.
Michael Pintard wants you to understand that we could recognize the tribulation that exists out there. We understand that things are untoward. There are some underhanded things that are happening. We don't want to be established, associated, attached to these things at all. And my stand as leadership capacity in the Free National Movement, this is nothing that we want to be able to be a part of. I am separate. We are separate and apart, and this has nothing to do with us. This is what he's indicated.
Okay, so in his indication,
This is what he's indicated.
do you now assume that they're now organized and prepared to move forward?
No, his indication is only to vindicate himself and his leadership capacity. But the precedent has been set within the body politics in this country.
See?
And Bahamas Air has not turned a profit in years. And so if Bahamas Air is used as a cargo plane, my God, I can't even get no amen. If Bahamas Air is used as a cargo plane and to be able to take things from here, so if you don't use it, that's your business.
Howard, you going right down.
That's your business.
I have some breadcrumbs for you, because you're going straight up the path.
That's your business. Ain't nobody fighting you.
You're not going to fight me today?
Ain't nobody fighting you. You've been Ingram use it. You've been Minister use it. Everybody else used it.
Howard, I came here for a fight, you know.
Listen to me, you sit in opposition with an objective to be able to find yourself in leadership capacity. And every resource that you could have, both voluntary and someone giving you favor, angel investor, whatever you can, once it's above board, access the thing. Don't fight me. Why you fighting the people? Bahamas said we got the thing. You think I can put my billboards on the plane? Put the billboards on the plane.
Let's pay him in politics.
Put the billboards
101.
Hey, put the T-shirts. You only got 12 T-shirts. Put the T-shirts on the plane.
Put the plane to use. Got plenty of empty space.
They only had PLPs in the front. Put a lot of cargo space in the back.
Overweight the plane.
It had PLPs up front and the cargo space was in the back.
It might be late, but it can get there. It can get there. It might be late, but we can get there.
See, you can't listen to me. I cannot say I want to be decent as I say this.
You got to be decent.
Shouts out to my good decent people. I can.
Don't forget Andrea Sweeting. Eh?
Hey, Andrea Sweeting.
Andrea Sweeting.
She passed away.
Yes,
she passed away.
That's Andrea
she passed
Sweeting.
away. She has a beautiful layout.
Yeah, Teddy Sweeting's
rest in
mom.
peace. The memorial is right in the paper. Make sure you pick up the paper.
That's my friend.
On the second page, she was an advocate
Breast cancer.
of breast cancer
Yes.
awareness, and we know we just came out of the month of October, and it's sad to see that she was here. You can see all the information in the church. She's at St. Agnes Anglican Church, and it's beautiful, adorned
beautiful.
in pink.
Yes.
And everyone's out there being able to identify that. So
Praise
we want to
God.
be able to shout out to you. Shout out to all those persons, and shout out to if you're celebrating a birthday this month or today. So we want to be able to do that. Now, I won't be as decent as possible when I
Please
say this.
do be decent.
I'm trying my hardest. I'm going to try my hardest. But the fact is that when I identify, it's because I was hoping that we can get someone sitting here today. Let me don't call the church's name. Let me be decent. There are people who sit in the capacity who's just been able to take the reign of certain churches. Let's be decent. Everybody know who I'm talking about. They've taken the reign of certain churches. However, when you find that the embodiment of the development of this church still exists, the proprietor, the chief architect of this church still exists, and you step in the capacity of senior pastor in these positions, no matter your ideas, let's be decent, no matter your ideas, desire, the area you come from, the elk, everything that you want to do, the fact of the matter is that tradition is steadfast.
You better believe it.
And it's unmovable. Why? Because the patriarchs still live it, one. And two, there is a desire, an idea that this is the course that they should take. Michael Pintard has yet to shift anything in the country. Watch me. When he is given an opportunity, and if ever a chance to really step into the position of power in this country as the prime minister, if he is given the opportunity, he becomes the prime minister of the country, and he finds himself in this particular position, he can then shift the traditions that exist. At this point, this is what on the table. These are the cards that we play with. No need to come out here and cuss the cards. That's just me.
No,
That's
I'm listening.
It's just Howard. I'm
I'm
not going to
listening.
fight nobody. This is only Howard.
But here's my issue. I woke up this morning with this on my mind. And I asked myself two questions. And Howard, I'm going to let you give out your number so they could call in to tell me if I'm thinking wrong. If we were to have an election today, not for West Grumham and Bimini, but for the prime ministership of this country, and we put a Right Honorable Philip
we don't
Davis.
election for prime minister.
No, listen to what I'm saying to you, though. I'm talking about if we were to have to determine the leadership of this country, and today was election day, and we put Philip Brave Davis in the ring with Michael Pintard, what would you say the outcome would be?
I could tell you what I would like the outcome to be.
No. I want to know, based on information that you're hearing, which you're listening to on the street, which you're feeling, is there a conclusive idea as to who the prime minister would be?
At this time,
Yes. Yes.
With Michael Pintard and Brave Davis,
Yes.
Brave Davis still has him by
Thank you.
2 hairs.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying to you.
He still has him.
He has that with all of Michael
But
Pintard's
no,
agitation.
let me
Okay,
fix
go
it.
ahead.
Let me fix it. Let me fix it.
Try to fix it. You better fix it with Jesus. Fix it.
The prime minister currently actually is polling much better than the Free National Movement.
Okay.
Not necessarily Michael Pintard as an individual, the Free National Movement. The Free National Movement is viewed as an organization that has yet to be able to find itself aligned with an objective to be able to move towards leadership, no matter their you can see them, but not necessarily see them working towards this particular objective. Now, my view, this is Howard Grant. My view is that I've seen some pronouncements that Michael Pinton has taken. I've seen his posture. I've seen his relentless deflection. Not necessarily deflection. Let me fix that, Michael. Don't fight me. His relentless defense of his position, of what his expectations are, of really being able, trying to change people's minds based upon how we view things. Now, I've known Michael for a very long time, and I say the same thing for Michael that I say for Loretta Butler Turner. I say the exact same thing. I believe that they are primed for this time.
Who?
I believe their minds, their youth,
Who?
their exposure, Loretta and Michael, their youth, their exposure, their relationships, their access to youth, they are proverbial bridges that can be able to have young people participate in the body politics and see them moving forward. I believe that. I believe that they are open enough and they are wise enough and have enough exposure to identify the next generation of leaders in this country. I believe that. I believe that. And I believe that they should be given an opportunity to be able to move towards leadership. I believe that this current prime minister is still etched, established in tradition. And the community of old is who he continues to empower. He will continue to empower his people. There is a sense of disenfranchised, this kind of disenfranchised feeling for the progressive generation. And I believe that we need to find a younger person in this space for leadership in the country. But that ain't have nothing to do.
Define we. Who's we?
The country. You and I. Everything that you've been agitated for is being heard by younger
Okay.
heirs.
So listening to you.
Your agitation for equality, your agitation for there to be access and opportunity for real jobs and real occupation and real empowerment is being heard by younger heirs. Tradition cannot hear what you say, sir. This is how it is. It is what it is.
But listen,
They can't hear what you're saying.
But homeboy.
And well, guess what? They don't care what you're saying.
Okay.
Because guess why? They'll let you run up your gum bus
Yes.
for this particular time. They will genuflect to what you say. Yeah, I think we need to do that. And as soon as they turn their back, they say, well, this is what we're doing. Contrary to your position. That is what the tradition of this country has always done. Always. So I believe that youth should be given a chance.
So you expect for the older seasoned generation to hand over the country.
I don't expect no handing over.
Well, that's what you're asking for.
I'm not asking. I said I'd like to see.
Mr. Royal Opposition is the leader right now of that particular fraternity.
Yeah.
He has no excuse not to perform. Zero. Right now, the people who support that organization has an expectation from him to perform with strength, integrity. Huh? We have yet to see the strength of the leader of the Free National Movement. I will not back down on this. And the reason why is because I am a huge fan of fair democracy. Huge fan.
There's no such thing as fair democracy.
Call it whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, but you call it fair democracy.
I call it... And I have,
Democracy is a facade that ain't even real.
boss.
It's designed to give you a perspective, but that's not real.
And Santa Claus is also facade. If your wife wears Santa Claus outfit, who says no? That's your Santa Claus. Don't tell me what I could believe in, what I cannot believe in. I am saying
So
to you,
we're going to have another conversation where you say,
Off the air.
now you want me to change your pronouns to he, she, them, him. You need to stop it. You're doing too much. I'm not going to fight you. Go ahead.
but the whole idea here, Mr. Howard Grant, is that me knowing you and you knowing me, we've always been fans of opportunity from third parties and the likes. We believe that a challenge should be just that, a challenge. And right now, I am not experiencing that challenge within Bahamian politics. I'm seeing a one-sided conversation. I'm seeing a one-sided effort. I'm seeing someone who's like wanting to be a mosquito and irritate, but my God, someone sprayed the bop. Someone sprayed the Baygon because it's not sufficient. It's not sufficing. It's not working. And so for those people who are supporting the Free National Movement, I'm simply saying to them that if you do anticipate that your party is going to win in 2026, I do not see the evidence on the table that that is going to happen with this particular leader. It's not personal. It's just not going to happen. It didn't happen in West Grand Bahama and Bimini when we said it right here on the show, Howard Grant, that it was not going to happen. It still ain't happening. Now, either you're going to change the way you operate and the way you speak and the way you present yourself and the way you immerse yourself into society, or you're going to change your leader if that is what your organization wants to do. But whichever way you have it, at present now, it's not working. I don't see the them on the ground in Maguana. I don't see them in Inagua. I don't see them in Crooked Island. I don't see them in Acklands.
How?
What you mean, how?
Where they get the money from to go? You know these things cost money, right? Real life money. I mean, like, not monopoly money.
So if you can't afford it, why the heck you're there?
No.
No. But
you know how this works.
Who do you know who go campaigning like Howard Grant? I'm gonna fella say to you, Howard, you the Rhino Bears, and I say that's what you used to.
Hold on.
But when you're into serious politics, you know you can't leave home with a couple of dollars in your pocket.
No, I was into serious politics, but
if you had $1,000 and $50 bills like Obi Welchcomb, you gotta put that in your pocket.
Hold on.
Come on, man. Talk foundation talk to me today. This Friday.
You're getting deep today.
This is the first day of March.
Let's get deeper. I got a text just now that says that, Howard, I disagree with your position that you should use Bahamas Air, the airline, gratis, and just being able to do those particular things. And I expected more from you. This is my good friend. Text me. I love you very much. Praise God. All right. My point and position is that based upon the precedent that's set, there is no need, unless we can be able to change the tradition, unless we can be able to look corruption in the face, unless at the time and the inflection of this conversation and call that you start to be able to craft a campaign to talk to the Bahamian people about being able to move away from these things, unless you strengthen yourself to identify the Free National Movement as an anti-corruption organization that's going to move hard against these concepts and ideas that continue to be able to damage and cripple our economy, there's no need to say that I decided I'm not going to do this.
That is deep. That is profound.
Well, why would you even say that to me
that's
for?
Profound.
I decided that I'm not going to do this.
Oh, you're right, you know.
I'm telling you. There's no need for you to say that.
Well, let me hear what your listeners got to say.
This is interwoven before you existed, before your mind told you who was the difference between
like we said,
Milo Butler and A.F. Adley and who these, before your mind told you the separation of these individuals and what their responsibility was to even understand Bahamian politics. This was going on before we reach.
I agree with you.
This was going on. Now, if you ever get to the capacity and position, all you got to do is write in your book. Take your notes right now. I need to change this. Write your notes. I need to change this. This is corruption. We need to fix these particular things. The only thing you're doing right now is what I said, both deflection and defense of your position. This is theoretical.
I like it.
This is theoretical.
I like it.
And I have a conversation perpetually about a theory without being able to give us meat and potatoes of a course that your party is going to take. It's exhausting to me. I ain't worried about these people is writing in the newspaper. Praise God for them.
All talks.
They can write it in the newspaper. This is national news.
Yes.
To me, it doesn't make sense. Not in a bad way. Give me a call, 323-623-2, 325-4316, 325-4259, anywhere from the family of Islands, 242-300-5720. Hit me at 422-4796. Telephone call on the line. Go ahead.
Good morning, Howard. All you guys are well today?
Hey, my brother, what's happening?
It's a very interesting topic you on this morning. Very probable topic.
Thank you.
Well, listen, when Perry Christie took over from Hubert Ingram, right? You think Ingram or Perry Christie is more popular? You think people like Ingram or Perry Christie more?
Repeat that again.
When Perry just took over?
Yeah.
No, Ingram was a much more popular prime.
All right. Perry still win, right?
Yeah, he won.
By default.
All right. Stay on the minute. You think Minnesota's more popular than Perry Christie?
No.
No.
All right, then.
No.
Them people who want you out of there, they ain't care who you is, you know.
They don't care about popularity.
I understand, yes, coverage, right? But these people fed up, like, trust me, on this road, I know where you must be. I see in Freeport and all over Nassau, and these people fed right up right now.
So I like this. Tell me this. I can ask you the same question that he asked me. If we were to call an election today, and Michael Pintard presents himself for the Free National Movement and Brave Davis for the PRP, going at it right now, who's going to win?
Like I say, they kick you out. They don't vote to put you in. They vote to kick people out.
You think we're in the time of kicking out?
Oh, yeah, man. Every 5 years, that's what it can be, man. Let these guys do their job, man. That's what it can be. They're getting kicked out. And I feel that there was a strategic move on the PLP's part, taking Loretta Butler away from the F&M. At least she stepped down or whatever, but they put her on their side. You understand that whatever consulting or whatever job she's doing for the PLP now, that was a strategic move.
That's
keep her away
that almost deserves
from all
claps.
these things.
I can't even lie to you. That almost deserves big claps for the PLP.
What?
Because
Man,
that's the biggest move they could ever make.
Apex move on their behalf. Trust me.
That's the biggest
Apex.
move. Because Loretta would swallow them alive.
Ah.
Loretta would murder them. I mean, Loretta, I say this with all due respect. With
anybody else.
Loretta would mash them to pieces.
Exactly.
She's my girl.
All right, sir.
I tell you, Loretta is prime right now. Right now.
Could she go back?
For prime minister. She don't want to go back. Loretta's a woman. You know, I did a question the other day. And it took me back to some research. In 2008, we remember Hillary Clinton sitting in New Hampshire. And she was doing everything up and down, trying to be able to go against Obama. She was doing so much. She was doing so much against Obama. And because she was so consumed and really head first in what she was doing, she found herself sitting in New Hampshire with 12 women in a donut shop, right? Mm-hmm. And in this donut shop, she started to have this kind of a conversation. And one of them asked her a question, and she started to answer with her heart. She started to talk about her passion, this idea that she had for America, and how she believes that she can be able to participate. The wells of her eyes started to well up, to fill up, right? She started to get red. She was overwhelmed. Her voice cracked. This woman cried. And then I realized something as I look at women in politics, despite their position, despite their approach, and having to show you this kind of a firm disposition up front. These are women. They're fragile. And though a lot of us may say we don't need that in politics and so forth and so on, I believe, based upon the way the world is moving, that Loretta would be prime for this. But I do believe that the F&M has hurt her. I believe that. I believe that the Free National Movement has hurt Loretta significantly. And I don't know that if she would be able to kind of swallow that up and move back to a space where you've been rejected significantly. They listen to me, they turned cat gun on her on the stage. People who've made commitments to her on the stage. But it only goes back to the point that you can't trust these people. You can't trust these people. That's one.
How about all of us have suffered that? Every last one of us in
I agree
politics
with
have
you.
suffered that. I like what you're saying, because what you're talking about, you like to use this P word a lot. And that P word is very important, purpose. You see, nothing happens before
It's
it's
a close
time.
one, sir. Yeah, okay.
And your purpose sometimes takes you from the temple in the city of Jerusalem out to the wilderness of John the Baptist to get the Spirit put on you. Sometimes you got to leave that place to have that Spirit put on you, that good Spirit. I talk about the other spirit people is do around here. I talk about a good Spirit. And experience sometimes tells you know what? Now that you've been prepared, you can now return back home and do what you were purposed to do. And all of us have gone through that.
She's primed.
So
She's my girl.
guess what she has to now do? She has to now look inside and really
She's set, man.
and seriously say to herself, what was or is my purpose?
She's
And,
set.
and like my good friend, Mr. Cleo Robbing always says, there is no we in this decision making. There's only me. And when I make this next move, I make this move knowing that this is my purpose.
Quick break, guys. Be right back after this.
Foundation.
Burger King Nassau gives you everything you love in a Whopper, plus more, with the new Texas Double Whopper. Sink your teeth into 2 juicy quarter-pound flame-grilled patties, delicious bacon, sliced jalapenos, yellow mustard, melted cheese, plus all the fixings you love, served on a soft sesame seed bun. Try it in a classic combo with fries and a drink at any of our 7 locations. But hurry, because the new Texas Double Whopper is only available for a limited time, and only at Burger King Nassau.
Saturday, March 9th at Collins Estates Grounds, Collins Avenue, and Shirley Street. It's March Madness Grill Fest beginning at 12 p.m. There'll be lots of grilled food and tasty dishes. Grilled chicken, beef, fish, grilled duck, grilled this, skunk fritters, shrimp rolls, and fried barry too. Native sweets and treats, ice cold drinks, leaded and unleaded. Domino and bingo tournament, live band and DJs. Proceeds in aid of our Disability Awareness Summer Camp and John Canoe Group. For more information, call 804-1773. Powered by Bacadas and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Struggling to repay your loan? Let us help you get back on track with payment terms that suits your financial situation and improve your credit score and credit report with the Bahamas Credit Bureau. Inquire about our restructured loans today. Call us at 356-7764.
Foundation. Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company. This here is the foundation on this beautiful March 1st, being able to chop these things down. I see the lines are lit up. Y'all guys, hold on. I don't know if you're still there with me. You held on through the break. Let me go right to the lines. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
A pleasant good afternoon, Howard and Garth. How y'all doing?
Anton, what's up, Anton? What's
going
on?
I ain't wasting no time getting on the street.
Anton, this is mighty early for you. Go ahead. I'm not gonna fight you. Go ahead.
It is mighty early. Garth, what's going on?
Man, it's always wonderful to hear from you, my brother.
Seeing you, my brother. Always a pleasure hearing you on the show, chopping things up with Howard. Now, like Howard and Garth have a good afternoon to the nation also. Listening to your conversation, Howard, you made some pretty big statements, you know.
Big moves.
I like God was right there. God was right there. Like you know you have those children in school who just edging you on.
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, when that person with the big bamboo comes in the room, that person who is edging you on ain't got nothing to say. But look here, Howard. Now, let me take you back to point one, and I got about 3 or 4 quick points I'll run through, Howard. This organization and the FNM can lead to a repeat of the PLP. That's what you said, right, Howard?
Yes.
Pardon me?
Yes. The lack of organization.
Pardon me?
The lack of organization.
Okay, let me take you back to, same difference. Let me take you back to 2017 general election.
Mm-hmm.
We had former Prime Minister, the most honorable Hubert Minnis,
Mm-hmm.
as the leader of the opposition.
Mm-hmm.
In the party, but in the parliament for a short period of time we had LBT.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The FNM at the time when former Prime Minister Minnis was the leader was the most disorganized political party in our country's history.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing this point to you to show you the error in the words that you uttered.
Yeah, but your point let me tell you why you have to dilute.
Hold on, Owen.
Dilute it because Perry Christie.
No. I'm trying to make a point to you, Howard.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to make a point to you if you follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Hubert Minnis went on to win the government of the Bahamas by the biggest majority, and certainly by the biggest turnaround majority of any prime minister or any government in the history of the Bahamas.
Mm-hmm.
Even with him naming candidates weeks going into election, even with him seeking to withhold candidacy from the now current opposition leader,
mm-hmm.
he still won by the biggest margin and certainly the biggest turnaround margin. And so, what is the lesson in that, Howard?
I'll tell you what the lesson is.
It tells you. Say it again, God.
I'll tell you what the lesson is.
Go ahead, God.
For us allowing that default to take place, we ain't gonna never let that happen again.
Look here, I love your response because it's in a totally different direction from where I was going, God. But look here, Howard.
Right here.
It goes to show you that, look, man, no matter how disorganized you are, if the Bahamian people dislike the government of the day, they will give you the opportunity over the government of the day, my brother.
But I don't
you
know
understand what I'm saying to you, Howard?
I don't know whether or not the Bahamian people dislike the government of the day.
Now, that's the question That's the question that you should focus on. And I get into that right now. You can try suck me into that.
Hold on. Let me
just make my points quick.
The man asked me one question. He said, if it happened today, right now, today,
yes.
The only thing that the PLP is fighting an uphill battle with is this perceived idea of being able to garner funds to travel all over the world, both locally and internationally. That's the one thing that is at the forefront that you're dealing with. One. The second thing that you're dealing with is crime and your inability to identify and put and execute a real life, tangible plan to be able to reduce the crime on the streets. That's what the PLP is dealing with now. Both of the one thing that you have control over is your budget. You ain't got to touch that no more. You ain't got to do no traveling. The one you do not have control over is crime. That's a community issue.
No, so, Howard.
Let me hear you. I'm not going to fight you.
We've been discussing for close to a year now the number one issue that my party is having in the country, Howard. The number one issue that always leads to downfalls of previous governments, Howard. And it is empowerment, my brother. Economic empowerment, Howard. That is the number one issue on the minds and in the hearts of Bahamians. Howard, if the Bahamian people feel like they are eating, if the Bahamian people can look around, feel, smell, and touch empowerment, if the Bahamian people can look around and see examples of new millionaires being created in our country, my brother, the hope would be completely rejuvenated in this country. The trust in politicians would be completely rejuvenated in this country, and that would lead to another Celine Pinnan style era of repeat governments in our country.
No.
Or Howard, at minimum, take us back to a Hubert Ingram, former Prime Minister, repeat style of government in this country. Now, if I could go back to my point, Howard, and I don't want you to suck me into that last question, which is if I think it was called today until after I make a point, please. So let me just go through quickly, Howard. You also said that the tradition of governments in our country is the genuflect, right, Howard?
Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Go ahead.
Okay, I wanna put a caveat in there, because I half and half agree with you. The tradition of governments in our country has been to genuflect and follow through with the wishes of the people to listen, keep your ear to the ground, and follow through with the pulse of the nation. That's why Celine led the country for 25 years as Prime Minister, right? However, Howard, the modern tradition, that's the caveat, the modern tradition of governments in our country has been to genuflect in your face and behind your back, disrespect and disregard you. I can say that wholeheartedly. It has been, Howard, to genuflect, to show respect to your face, to act like and kind to your face, behind your back, to kick you as far as they can kick you. That has been the modern practice of prime ministers or governments or cabinets in our country. Right? We have an opportunity right now to change that as a PLP government. We have it right now, not tomorrow. Getting to the next
Anton,
point.
these people cuss me. I got 4 lines lit right up.
I'm going to finish in 30 seconds, Howard. If we are going to use as government today, Bahamas here, to allow for the free transport of political paraphernalia in government elections, that is a form of finance reform, Garth and Howard and the nation. If we are going to do that openly, we might as well introduce campaign finance reform. Don't let's just teeter around allowing certain.
You might as well introduce campaign finance reform.
Say it again.
Well, you might as well. This administration should do that.
Let's stop teetering around it. Let's stop teetering around it, selectively choosing what benefit we're going to allow government and opposition to take advantage of. Let's just introduce campaign finance reform so that we can revolutionize politics general elections, and accountability in a real way in our country. And all of those things that you were talking about yesterday that former Prime Minister Minnis had on his book, Howard, were pre-election. All of those mantras were mantras I was promoting within the PLP.
Yes.
And I have it in writing.
Yes.
For us to implement.
Yes.
But we never came out and did it.
But you might as well.
The whole script.
You might as well. You might as well. Until I got to let you go. Right? Thank you so much for your telephone call, my brother. I got to let you go. Right? You might as well introduce it. You might as well introduce freedom of information, strengthen that thing one time. Bam. You might as well identify the deliverables unit and be able to ensure that you empower all Bahamians. Bam. You might as well find yourself in the position that you deal with campaign finance reform. Bam. You might as well start to be able to talk about 2 terms for the Prime Minister. Bam. You might as well introduce it. If the office of the Prime Minister within itself is becoming a whistleblower to tell us what you're doing with your money, just through accountability, just being able to identify these things and we deduce it and have a conversation on the air, then the office of the Prime Minister be able to speak. You might as well deal with what you got to deal with, because it may find you in a victorious position. The Bahamian people no longer want your words. They need these things written on paper. I see, listen, people got the contract in front of me and saying, yeah, well, Howard, I say, hold on, wait. It didn't make no sense. We talk. And I look under the contract, take the contract and put it in writing. Because at the end of the day, when judgment stands before us, and if we have to stand before the courts, they can say, well, Mr. Grant, you signed this. This is what we say to the Bahamian people. You signed up for this. We never tell you it's going to give you finance reform. We never tell you it's going to give you the Freedom of Information Act. We never told you, assumed that we was going to do those things, no matter what we said to you in your city. That is not a pronouncement that we've made. In fact, we have a philosophical difference from the Free National Movement about these things. Why the Free National Movement didn't do it. Unless and until you put this in writing, it don't matter. Let's take a commercial break, get to news, guys, and be right back. I see it calls. Please forgive me. Be right back after this.
Foundation. Foundation.
Sundays live on Guardian Talk Radio 96.9 is the time to listen to your favorite talk show, Let's Talk Together in English, hosted by me, Lady T. Are you ready for Anupale Assam? Let's Talk Together in English. It's a 1 hour of news and current affairs, information for the Haitian community living in the Bahamas. Sponsored by Fort Terrace Diagnostic Center. Need to know more about health matters, immigration, support for young learners at home, banking, as well as current affairs concerns that affect the Haitian community. Tune in at 6 p.m. every Sundays for Let's Talk Together in English. Anupale Assam. Hosted by me, Lady T. Sponsored by Fort Terrace Diagnostic Center. Live on Guardian Talk Radio 96.9.
Saturday, March 9th at Collins Estates Grounds, Collins Avenue, and Shirley Street. It's March Madness Grill Fest beginning at 12 p.m. There will be lots of grilled food and tasty dishes. Grilled chicken, beef, fish, grilled duck, grilled this, skunk fritters, shrimp rolls, and fried barry too. Native sweets and treats, ice cold drinks, leaded and unleaded. Domino and bingo tournament, live band and DJs. Proceeds in aid of our Disability Awareness Summer Camp and John Canoe Group. For more information, call 804-1773. Powered by Bacadas and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
Burger King Nassau gives you everything you love in a Whopper, plus more, with the new Texas Double Whopper. Sink your teeth into 2 juicy quarter-pound flame-grilled patties, delicious bacon sliced jalapenos, yellow mustard melted cheese, plus all the fixings you love, served on a soft sesame seed bun. Try it in a classic combo with fries and a drink at any of our 7 locations. But hurry, because the new Texas Double Whopper is only available for a limited time, and only at Burger King Nassau.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Saturday, March 9th at Collins Estates Grounds, Collins Avenue, and Shirley Street. It's March Madness Grill Fest beginning at 12 p.m. There will be lots of grilled food and tasty dishes. Grilled chicken, beef, fish, grilled duck, grilled this, skunk fritters, shrimp rolls, and fried barry too. Native sweets and treats, ice cold drinks, leaded and unleaded. Domino and bingo tournament, live band and DJs. Proceeds in aid of our Disability Awareness Summer Camp and John Canoe Group. For more information, call 804-1773. Powered by Bacadas and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Foundation.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, 96.9 FM radio. Howard Grant and your company got must be 15 telephone call. Y'all need to stop. On the break here, talking about these things. One of the things that we want to be able to pop out, and shout out to my good decent guest in the studio with me, Garth Roseborough, being able to talk these things down. We're really talking about politics and where we are in this country. And, you know, one of the telephone calls says, Howard, the one thing that I called you for is for you to be able to remind the PLP of who they are. Because in this kind of a new era that exists, this notion and idea of identifying new things for morphing and changing your course and position, that goes contrary to what the PLP has said. Just as the PLP has said, they are not interested in the Freedom of Information Act. This is a constitutional debacle as it relates to their position, right? That they are opposed in so many words. We heard the chairman take that position. We also heard they backpedaled it, right? But we understand exactly what's what. So the caller says to me, he says, Howard, now let's be very clear. The PLP has never been interested in two terms. They've never. Historically, the PLP seeks to hold on to power as long as they possibly can. From the inception of government from 67. From 67. Finding themselves holding on to power as long as they possibly can. And I said, this is an amazing thing that you said. He said, yeah. The fact of the matter is that this new idea of being able to confine your stay to 2 terms for prime ministers, for being able to do that, he said the PLP doesn't do that.
No.
The PLP doesn't do that. No. They don't do that. They seek to hold power as long as they possibly can.
So listen to this, and Howard, I'm listening to you. I asked the question today, if he had election and the prime ministers to emerge, who would win?
Today.
Philip Brave Davis or Mr. Michael Pintard?
Today. And I still stand fast.
I'm listening. So guess what now? If Mr. Pintard was to be changed for a Loretta Butler Turner as the leader of the FNM tomorrow, today, let's say today,
you're doing a lot.
Today,
you're doing a lot
against Philip Brave Davis. Would that be more of a challenge?
Okay, let me do it. Let me fix this right now.
I just want to know if a change took place.
This isn't even hypothetical. This is literal, real time. Get the cloak, put it on me. This is prophetic.
I'm listening.
If Loretta Butler Turner, right now, Loretta, I know you're listening.
Brave listening too.
I know Loretta is listening to me.
Yeah.
I know she is. Mm-hmm. And I know it will get to Loretta. If Loretta Butler Turner right now decide to be able to present herself in the Free National Movement, one, Michael Pintard is gone. And if he was smart, he would yield to her.
Yes. If he was smart.
If he was smart, not necessarily egotistical.
I think he's smart.
Understanding
I think he's smart.
The objective of the organization and the responsibility to country better than if he was smart as it relates to understanding the politics of this matter, he would yield to Loretta. Loretta stands in the position as leader of the Free National Movement today. She will be the next prime minister of this country. She'll be the prime ministress, however we can call that, of this country come 2026. Come snap election in 6 days, Loretta will win.
I think
the intellectual capacity that has found themselves afar off from the Free National Movement, that has only attached themselves to the organization when Ingram was there, that found themselves distant and disenfranchised when Minnis was there, will return to the organization and not looking for nothing other than to participate for good governance and growth and development in the country. I'm telling you, if Loretta presents herself right now, she would be the next prime minister of this country.
You use the word smart. I got to stick with smart. This is now smart. It's a smart world, I should say. If Michael Pintard was smart, I would like to say publicly that I believe Michael Pintard to be exceptionally smart.
He's extremely smart.
I also believe Shannon Don Cartwright to be extremely smart. I've worked with him. These are not dumb people. These are not people who lack intelligence. These are not people who cannot get a particular job done.
But put it in context.
But put it in the context of leadership, and leadership style.
No. Put it deeper in context. The context here is not the smart in this particular instance was not intellectual capacity, capability, articulation, posture, so forth and so on.
Correct.
The smart is that putting ego aside.
And that's where the issue lies.
Separating himself from ego and understanding the grander objective.
Yes.
Now you got to be steadfast, smart, strong, convicted, and you got to. The fella said, "What Thomas say? Hold on, you sure use Jesus? Well, open your hand, let me see."
But let me show you what smartness really is, though, because you are smart. But here's where we, like you said, use the word ego. You cannot believe that you are always the smartest person in the room, and herein lies a part of the problem. One thing you said that you've identified on the break, they weren't able to hear our conversation, is that Loretta Butler Turner had the ability to select and identify other individuals who she brought into a circle. I'll let you tell them what you said.
Loretta was able to identify, and before we even knew that she was having a conversation with people.
Yes.
For instance, we would have heard Michael Pintard indicate that he's reached out publicly on using the public platform to be able to speak to Loretta and being able to say these things prior to her being able to step over in the consulting capacity for the Progressive Liberal Party, right? Mm-hmm. He's done all these things. Before Loretta has made one public announcement, we heard both Rodney Munker and Brandon McCartney saying that they support Loretta. We watch all these men in an enriched society that's laden in testosterone and this egotistical position. They put down their shields and they followed Loretta.
Now,
all of them. All of them.
Could I drop a bomb?
The only way that Minnis won is because Minnis, unlike the politicians of yesteryear, he stood still.
But could I?
He didn't allow himself to be frazzled by what was happening. And as the water settled and he presented himself steadfast, people gravitated towards it. That's the only reason.
Can I drop this bomb?
Let me hear it.
If Loretta Butler Turner was able to garner the support and respect of Branville McCartney and that of Mr. Rodney Munker to work along with her program, keep in mind that Branville was the former leader of the Democratic National
His own party and a cabinet minister.
And Rodney Munker is an FNM, as he says.
And Rodney is also the leader of the Woman Dem.
And the Woman Dem. Now watch this now.
Good.
But the leader of the Woman Dem is now a PLP consultant. But he's still publicly saying to us he's an FNM. Loretta Butler Turner at this particular day
is also a consultant.
Is a consultant.
You're doing a lot.
But did she ever say she's not an FNM?
No, Loretta is she is steadfast in her convictions, and she wears
of what?
She wears that on her sleeve.
What does she wear?
She doesn't want
her grandfather's
anything
legacy.
To do. She wasn't wants anything to do with the Free National Movement.
She said that publicly.
No, well, this is the information.
She said that publicly. No, did she say that publicly?
No, she hasn't said that.
Okay, so until she says that publicly, if I were the Free National Movement, I would go and get my girl home.
But you cannot.
Why not?
Because showing up Loretta in the chicken coop right now, you know who's the big hen in charge.
Who?
Loretta.
Listen to me again, buddy.
Listen, Loretta. You think Michael Pintard he can chance that?
Let me say this to you. See, you know what I keep...
You can't bring Loretta in there.
But you know what I keep hearing from you?
She come for leadership.
Do you know what I keep hearing from you? Selfishness.
I selfish? Me?
No. I hear selfishness in your whole ideology that Michael Pintard, he's only worried about Michael Pintard. Michael Pintard can't beat Brave Davis. If you can't beat the man, you get somebody who could beat the man. That's politics. That's a wise leader.
What the party should
because
say.
A leader should not always have to lead from the front.
That's
a leader can also lead from the back. A Lincoln Bain should never have gone to West Grandmama and Bimley in the front. He should have stayed in the back and pushed as a leader. These are the fundamentals of leadership that people need to understand. A leader does not always have to be seen, but a leader is always felt. And I'm saying to you again, if the UBP and the FNM have any sense today, you get out of your doggone house and go and find Loretta Butler Turner and say, what, that little $60,000 you get in a year? We can and I ain't gonna tell you how much, but we can do something for you.
Loretta straight.
It ain't about being straight.
Loretta straight.
It's not about being... Let me ask you a question. Do you think in Loretta's entire life, all she ever wanted to be in life is a consultant? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No.
So Loretta comes from legacy.
Yeah.
So Milo Butler, legacy. And she now has an opportunity to also be one of legacy. You think she should let that pass?
Loretta, you could be the prime minister today.
That's it. That's all.
Loretta, you could be the prime minister today. None of them could beat you, Loretta.
I rest my case.
Loretta, you hear me? Not one of them could beat you.
It's one what time? It's one what? The show finished 2 o'clock. What time it is? 1 what? Because I rest my case.
Somebody tell Loretta to call me. Not one of them could beat her.
I rest my case.
Not one of them could beat. Listen, Brave Davis, in his particular capacity, with all the fixings and the accoutrements of the PLP behind him, cannot beat you, Loretta. They cannot. They cannot. Not at this time, Loretta. You see, I feel like just a smidgen. She came in just a smidgen early. You know when you shoot the gun.
Yeah.
And just a smidgen early. Just a smidgen. She came in a little bit early. You understand?
And if she go back to the F&M, I join in the F&M and I run in with Loretta.
My God, let me take a telephone call. You wilding her. Call on the line. Go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
All right.
Hey. I on with you. You on with me? Go ahead, cousin.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Yeah. What's happening?
Listen, I don't think you all have faith in the Bahamian people, you know.
Why?
You know, because we don't operate like that. We don't operate like that.
How? Faith without works is dead.
Loretta, listen, you call election today based on the feeling on the ground.
Yeah.
The reason why that re-election happened in Freeport is because it was not a general election. People ain't coming out. People want a general election. That's the Bahamian people.
Well, the last general election, you get low numbers.
Test the Bahamian people now and you see what happened. See if Michael Pintard wouldn't win this election. You know why? It isn't because of Michael Pintard. It's because we can keep changing until someone do it right. That's how this the roller coaster ride. The system of governance in this country is not working. The way we elect our leader is not working, Howard.
Mm-hmm.
What I would tell you all to do is line up all of those people who wants to be prime minister of this country and allow the Bahamian people to vote for who they want to run for prime minister on both sides. Allow the Bahamian. Loretta them tried to do that when they contest, like when they had it in Rawson Square and say, listen, man, let the Bahamian people decide who, if I could pay my dues to the FLM and say I'm an FLM, let me decide. 200, 300, 2,000 people can decide who you giving me as the leader of the FLM.
So you don't agree with this concept that Loretta could be able to take the whole kit and
What I'm
caboodle?
saying to you is, if you put her there and she wins today, that's not because people want Loretta. That's because they voting Brave Davis out. You got to understand, people didn't want Minutes, you know. People thought Minutes couldn't beat Perry Christie either. Up until the wee hours, the most dysfunctional opposition was, and Anton, every time Anton comes on your show, I turn the volume down. But I turn it up today.
You know, see,
I turn it up today. I'm going to be honest. When you see these people like Anton start to talk like that,
Anton, I told you.
He's on edge and he's giving them advice.
Anton, I told you.
He's giving them advice.
But Howard, ask him. Ask him, Howard.
That's advice
what do you
today.
want to do?
Well, so what would you do?
What I would do
in terms of voting today?
If then Michael Pintard will win.
Okay, I accept
Michael
that.
Pintard, we will change government today, right today.
You think so?
We will change government. How would you see what's happening on the ground? One thing Anton said that made a lot of sense is the Bahamian people do not feel a part of this economic machine. No opportunities, man. And that's you know, I'm an independent voter. I'm an independent voter. And I can care less. I ain't the PLP, FNF. I want policies in place that allow for Bahamian people to have an advantage in our country, man. And until we can be able to provide great leadership, because a lot of these from Linden to Houston, I don't think the Bahamas has had a leader that wasn't given to us. People decided that they wanted Sir Linden. They went out and they marched for majority rule. And we know that's what we get. And then when they wanted to switch from him, Ingram came at a perfect time. From then, it's been downhill from then. We've been given leaders, and the Bahamian people will at one point in time rise up and say, listen, no more. No more.
We need somebody in that house who will represent them. And until then, we can keep switching.
Wow. Thank you, my brother. I do appreciate your telephone call. I got to read this text. This is Howard Grant. You are talking utter nonsense today. I got to read it like this. That's how I feel like it says. Right? You're talking utter nonsense today. Loretta is one lazy heifer. This is the text they text. Now, listen. I don't necessarily agree with this. I don't necessarily agree with this. I don't agree with this. Let me tell you why I don't agree with this. Because this is a pronouncement that was made under the breath of former leader of the Free National Movement, right? This is the idea that comes to the forefront that says 6 degrees of separation, say this person say that or that person says that, right? So this notion existed from Ingram was in power to indicate that Loretta has been given opportunity, but she's not necessarily she's not taking full advantage and executing what she should in the capacity that she was. So this idea, this notion existed long time. And I believe, not necessarily from what we've seen from her, but what has been heard has been perpetuated here in this thing. So don't fight me. Let me read it again. It says, I like how the media is talking up Loretta for leader again, but the Free National Movement has a constitution, and you have dreams. Y'all keep dismissing menace. He will surprise y'all again. This is a text is coming through. Coming through.
Howard, I like that text.
It's a text.
I like that text.
But text is coming through.
Here's my situation with this.
The next one says, you guys can't be serious. My God, you guys cannot be serious. All caps. All caps. Well, you know, there's the person for these Free National Movement people texting me.
I know, man. I like it. I like it. Because see, this is the present conversation here. We've been talking about Dr. Minnis' return for the last 2 years. Dr. Minnis has yet to show any strong sign or evidence that is his interest.
Dr. Minnis, every time I ask him, okay, he was just on my show the other day, and every time I ask him, he does the same thing, whether publicly, whether quietly, no matter where we are, he and I, when we speak, right?
Okay.
He says, Howard, there's no vacancy in the Free National Movement right now. I cannot go for something that doesn't exist. Michael Pintard is the current leader of the Free National Movement.
Okay.
And until they have a convention, I continue to submit myself to leadership. Mm-hmm. That's what the prime minister. That's what the former prime minister states.
That's posturing,
right? That's what he's supposed to say. I don't expect him to say that else.
So if that's what he's supposed to say, what are we supposed to say on the foundation?
You mean about him?
Yeah, I can't support his leadership if he's saying that.
Okay, so simultaneously, right? Watch this now. Let's be decent. The reason why there is perceived, and I have to say this about what's happening in the Free National Movement, the reason why there is this perceived disorganization or lack of particular movement in the Free National Movement right now is because there may not necessarily be this forward thrusted movement coming out externally. But internally, Michael is like a riptide. It looked calm on the top, right? Like no action or nothing, but he's moving up and down in the organization, trying to ensure that constituency associations understand his position, that the council understands his position, that the meritorious council members, that all these persons understand what his objective and goal is. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, he cannot retain leadership without the votes, not of us.
That is correct.
Not of us, the general public.
That is correct.
He cannot retain leadership without the support of those persons who have voting rights in the council. Not just any and everybody who say there's F&M, who have voting rights, who has the right and access to vote within the Council of the Free National Movement. I understand that Michael Pintard has almost 80% of support in the Free National Movement of voters. Now, somebody text me. I know you can text me back, my girl. I know you can text me back. Text me. I understand that Michael Pintard retains some 80% of the MCM votes on the floor in the Free National Movement right now.
So then we don't need to talk about
Minnis. I understand that if Minnis was to show up today, he will get slaughtered on the convention floor, because Michael Pintard carries the weight of the organization right now. But that doesn't translate externally.
Two different situations.
There's two different situations. So I'm wondering, continue to wonder, whether or not his support would ever now organize themselves into a line, because even those that support him, they don't make pronouncements. They don't.
I can agree with that.
Even the people because no one know how this thing can go.
So
someone said to me the other day, Minnis could never win the council again. He have to bring a couple $1 million. I say this is too much. I say y'all see.
And y'all want a country free of corruption, but he got to bring this money.
This is a casual conversation we was having. There wasn't nothing serious about this, right?
Okay.
So I said,
but money is always serious.
This is too much.
Money is always serious.
This is too much. So he said, Michael Pintard, this particular person, who was an insider of the Free National Movement, spoke to me. I haven't heard from this particular person in a very long time. He's listening to me right now. He knows who he is. Yeah. I haven't heard from him in a very long time. He's in leadership position in the FNM. And he called me out of the blue as I'm sitting on my back patio. I say, hey, boy, what's happening with you?
You got patio?
I got patio. Praise God. God is a good God. Right? So listen to me. So I say, hey, boy, what's happening with you? He said, man, listen to me. Just touching bases with you. And so we get into this conversation. He said that Michael Pintard retains the support of the Free National Movement right now. Now, my callers don't agree with that. My texters continue to be able to talk to me about...
internally...
to text me about Dr. Minnis.
Internally, he's strong.
The same 5 people that text me about Dr. Minnis continues to do that. And the phone continues to light up. And calls I get day after day, when I see MCMs on the road, when I see these people to and fro, and as I continue to be able to talk with them, and we get into a political conversation, they say to me out of their mouth that, Howard, I support Michael Pintard.
Okay, good. Can I?
This is what the people say on their own mouth.
Hold on now. This is Garth you're talking to now. This is Garth you're talking to. I like the conversation. I like what you're saying. I like the quality, and I like the surety that you speak to. But if that is so, that translates to me into confidence. And I'm saying to you again, if it is time for an FNM convention now, and if you are confident in your support, why the hell you ain't called convention yet?
I still scared.
Scared of what?
I scared. Hold on, let me tell you why I scared.
You said 80%.
No. I tell you, I was told 80%. That's my business.
The PLP and the FNM don't have 80% in the country.
Listen to me. People always amplify these things and take it up to a couple notches and embellish.
So who you lying to?
They embellished for me.
But who you lying to?
No. People embellish and provide me this information.
So do you believe that?
If Michael Pintard is not strong in his position to be able to go to a convention right now, because from November of last year, September of last year, we heard the possibility of there's supposed to be a convention when? February.
Between February and October.
They say, by February, Howard, we may have a convention.
Yes.
Okay. Now, February come and gone.
Yes.
Not even a murmur.
And this is how we started this conversation today.
Not even a murmur of a convention.
Okay.
Happened in February.
Okay.
Let's be very clear about this. And Michael Pintard is still working significantly on the ground.
Listen to me, Howard.
To garner his support.
Listen to me again, Howard.
And Minnis is still cool as a cucumber.
We started this conversation today on this note, and this is what I'm trying to say to you. Now is the time to stop working internally. And if you're so sure internally.
But that is why at the top of the show again, let's get back to the top of the show again.
Make that concrete.
Let's get it back to the top.
And let's start working externally.
Let's get back to the top of the show again. That is why right now, if there was a convention, if there was a general election called right now.
Yes, sir.
Right now. Though Pintard may emerge and retains his position of leader, when he presents himself publicly, I don't know whether or not. Okay, so people keep saying, Howard, but what do you worry about the wrong thing? No. We got to fix a couple of stuff.
Fix it.
When they called for the second convention between Loretta and Minnis, who paid for that? Loretta and Minnis. Do you remember that? Okay. So money plays a significant factor.
Again?
Okay. The PLP has the purse of the country right now. They're all about the country. They're doing everything. They're talking to you simultaneously about crime and about the PLP's position.
Yes, sir.
They are campaigning now.
Yes.
Okay. They have everything in place to execute at a drop of a dime. They've already tasted victory in West Grand Bahama with a novice politician. They've gone contrary to the last name Grant, a man who has been campaigning and known far and wide throughout the community. They beat him in West Grand Bahama. They taste victory They're coming for it.
And they got a consultant who's a basketball player.
They're coming for it.
Yeah,
they're making everybody a consultant.
Except you and me.
I keep my phone, all my minutes on my phone.
Oh,
just
you're a
in case.
consultant too, eh?
They call me and say, Howard, we want you to be a
You ain't no
consultant at large.
You ain't no consultant yet?
No, I'm no consultant yet.
Jesus, my God.
I say this to say to you that the PLP will beat the Free National Movement today. Today.
Mm-hmm.
Today. Now, doesn't negate the fact that the Free National Movement can get together and organize and blah, blah, blah. Today. If it happened today.
March 1st, 2024.
March 1st, 2024. They will be out of there. Let's be able to do those things. Let me see if I can take a telephone call. I'm looking for my producer. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead. Guys, let me see if I can read a few of these texts before you all kill me. Oh, this is the next caller. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead. Turn your radio down. Go ahead, caller. You're on with me live.
Howard.
It's Anton again?
Yeah.
Anton, you keep cussing me, you know.
At one point, man.
I told you that people agree with you, but they will never say, I agree with Anton. You know what they say? Jesus, the PLP must do something to Anton. That is subtly indicating that they agree with you. Whenever you come from a perspective for national growth and development, and you don't never lean, anyone doesn't lean politically, they always try to figure out, well, did the government of the day do you something? No, this is a national position that you've taken. Talk to me, Anton.
Now, the last point I wanted to make, Howard, which you came right back out of that news hour discussing, which is blowing up the airwaves right now, is the LBT conversation. And let me not say LBT. The Honorable former Cabinet Minister Loretta Butler Turner, right? Howard, God, and the nation. Loretta, and I made a small note from the beginning of their show, and I'll just read it. Loretta Butler Turner, partner, and deputy. Who was it, God and Howard? Who was it?
Dwayne Sands.
Okay. Loretta Butler Turner, partner, and deputy went for the short-term gratification. When, if he had stuck with her, if he had stuck with her, and me and you had this conversation, Howard, they would have been vindicated. After the 4.5 years of the Afghan failed government. They would have been vindicated. They would have been the leading trusted voices in the Afghan in this country with decent and clean political records. They would have been poised to take the lead of the country either 2021 or 2026 if the PLP failed to live up to the promises to the people. Let me tell you, Loretta Butler Turner is still a voice in this country.
Absolutely.
Pardon me?
Absolutely.
She had the right formula, even in her short peak as leader of the opposition, right? Because Minister retained leader of the Afghan Party.
Nobody wants to say this. Hold on, Anton.
She appointed a very good mix. She had the right formula in her Senate appointments.
100%.
A good mix of intelligentsia and a good mix of the everyday bohemian.
Absolutely.
She had the right ideas.
Absolutely.
This is not the first, Howard, God, and the nation. This is not the first time I said this. I said this even when my Prime Minister, Christie, was Prime Minister of the country. She had the right mix. And that is the part of why we keep running into the pitfalls in the country. We keep leaning too heavily on the wrong mixes, the wrong formulas, and it has been getting us bad and bad and bad with little good when we have the potential to produce so much better if you would take good advice. Thank you all for the opportunity. God bless. Continue to
Hey, you stop short of saying Loretta will be the Prime Minister. You stop short, right?
All I can say, Howard, is she is poised. Oh, and Howard, you keep asking everyone if election was called today. And I figure you're getting caught up in our conversation, so you forget to ask me that question.
No. I didn't told you. You diluted by talking about a particular time and era. I didn't straighten that.
No, I can answer that.
I didn't straighten you.
My answer.
Today.
I can give you my... Do you want me to give you my answer?
Yeah, today.
If elections were called...
Today.
No, not today.
Today.
The reason why I say not today is because we are approaching the fiscal budget. After the fiscal budget, If you see
no. You're not going to add nothing to this layout.
Today.
We're talking about today. Don't give me no other elements.
Today,
I would say to you, Howard, and I'm not going with no polls because the polls had it totally
Today,
wrong
Howard,
in
today.
2017 and minutes slaughtered us.
Today.
If elections were called today,
Yeah.
we still stand a very good chance of retaining government. And I say we still stand a very good chance. And I say it again, we still stand a very good chance, but there's no clear-cut victory. There is no clear-cut victory. We need economic empowerment. If that is not delivered, forget it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, my brother. Howard, stop pushing this nonsense with the rhetoric about the narrative, Howard. What the hell are you doing? I see that you and Anton are being paid to push this nonsense. Really? I missed a couple checks then, because I ain't getting none. But I can tell you one thing. I'm only identifying the layout of the land. This is the lay of the land. And based upon how it's laid far and wide, I can say, undoubtedly, in my mind. See, Anton will have a conversation about what happened. I don't be decent with Anton. We keep talking about the day. Don't want nothing else to these elements. Today, you told me about a time that in 2016-17 that the FNM has never been as tumultuous and in the midst of confusion that there's been, but Minna still found himself victorious. You know why? Let's not take a couple of things into account. They went back to an election. They settled all these particular things. Everything was said and done. Minna's never kicked her out of the party, but she became excommunicado. And in so many words, because of lack of participation, lack of involvement, and also her support that she found, that she went to battle with, turned coat on her, which was Dr. Sands. Can we say this? Is it okay to say this? Anyone talk like this?
No
Can we do we forget about this?
Who does that?
Do we forget about this? Do we forget about this? That one night he showed up on the convention floor with her, and the next night he didn't. That they left her out on the stage by herself.
My Lord.
You forget this, eh? Then Peter Turnquest come up here and try to rip her to pieces before he himself was unceremoniously discharged. Y'all just forget it.
Well, I'll say this to you, Howard Grant, and here's my situation, right? I'm on the streets.
Y'all just play forget, man.
I'm on the streets, right? Let me tell you how I came to this conclusion today. I'm on the streets often. Anytime but that's the music, but I'll wait after the break.
Let's take a break. I see the lines are lit right up. Everybody will talk about this. This ain't no narrative. We're talking about what needs to happen in the country today. Yeah. That's what we're talking about. What needs to happen in the country today. And based upon insight, based upon posture, based upon educational background, based upon empathy, based upon sympathy, based upon access, opportunity, blah, blah, blah. Loretta is the man. Well, she would be if she was in the position. Quick break. Be right back after this.
Calling all pizza lovers. Craving something extraordinary? Head into Marco's Pizza and try our Golden Crust deep dish pizza. Made thick and delicious with fresh dough, fresh cheese, and fresh sauce. And baked to perfection with your toppings of choice. No one makes pizza quite as good as we do. Enjoy all this goodness for $14.75 only at Marco's Pizza. Make the right choice and order Marco's at marcospizzabahamas.com.
Creativity is in my blood. From shoes to handbags, fashion lets me express myself and embody Bahamian culture. My name is Aiden Barrow, and I'm the creative director of House of Assembly. Alive's Liberty Prime Plan allows me to focus on my passion and stay connected, whether at home or abroad. Once I've created something new, I can post to social media from anywhere and get instant feedback. Alive has a plan for everyone, and it's created with you in mind. Alive, believe in best.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation.
Let's go right to the lines, ladies and gentlemen. The Foundation here live and in full effect. Bahama on Sunday, March 3rd, 5:30 p.m. All are welcome and come to celebrate. Rest comfortably at 5:30 p.m. And I see Pastor Rakina Munker in there. I don't know what's going on. Y'all guys can talk to me about these particular things. I was hoping to be able to see a few things. So let's see these things, right? I get another text. Loretta? No way. I got a couple of texts that's out here. Right to the lines. Call on the line with us live. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Howard.
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing, my brother?
To your co-host, Carl. It saddened me today to hear both of you all trying to undermine the leader of the Free National Movement. Reality is, he is the leader of the Free National Movement. And try to talk about somebody who's no longer with the organization. You undermining the ability, plus you undermining those who support the Free National Movement. Let the Free National Movement determine exactly who is better to govern or to manage them at this particular time. You and Garth, you don't have the prerogative to do that.
Yes, we do.
Well, you could say that because
the
I know
you have the
what you call a political agenda.
No, sir. No, sir. You are absolutely incorrect.
No, how are you talking to me?
No.
You talking to me?
I'm talking directly to you. You are absolutely incorrect. You are absolutely incorrect. I got no agenda. And the same way you have the prerogative, the access and opportunity since 1992, 93, when the airwaves are open to call and lend your opinion, we have the prerogative to be able to talk about these things. And the fact of the matter is that the Free National Movement is a public organization. It's a public organization. An organization that does everything above board as it relates to being able to come to the public and provide us information, right down to when they're fighting in the front of the place. Talk to me.
You see,
right down to when you call in the council and you're fighting in the council, we can hear that too. But when I say to you that I believe that the organization, see, this is no undermining of Michael Pintard. I like Michael Pintard. I think he has the wherewithal to do a great deal of things. I've already said to you that I understand, based upon people telling me that he has 80% of the council now. That's one. I said, I know that Michael Pintard is doing a great deal internally in the organization. Internally. He's doing a great deal in terms of trying to be able to put all his ducks in a row. But if there was an election called today, as a result of lack of organization and what we see coming from the PLP, you could still find victory in the PLP. You may still find this victorious position. I'm not going to let you sit here based upon your political position to identify whether or not I have a political agenda and an objective. I have nothing, sir. My life is an open book.
Well, guess what? Howard Grant, I have not gained anything politically. I know between 2013 and 16, the PLP graced me with a job as a senior consultant. I know that half of my salary I gave back to the people of the Bahamas, and the other half I took care of myself. But what I'm saying is that Bahamian people have their own liking. They have their own loyalties. For him to now cast out and say that you are PLP or an FNM or whatever, that's not why we're here. What we're here to do with you today is to let you know exactly what's happening on the streets. Now, either you're going to take this information and run with it, or you're just simply going to ignore what I'm saying to you. But I am hearing on the streets right now that the FNM leadership is weak. That's what I'm hearing everywhere I go. Now, if you don't want to believe that, don't believe that.
You're undermining the strength of the Free National Movement by being able to speak
So in 2026, if you get a cut hip, right, what does that tell you? Does a cut hip tell you that you was weak?
Stop it.
I mean, you could now take my caution, build yourself, and prepare yourself for victory. That's all I'm simply saying to you. But if you feel that you're so strong, and you're so capable, and you're so able that you're going to be victorious in 2026, go right on ahead. Guess what happens in 2026? Garth is still fishing. Garth is still producing honey. Garth is still traveling. And let me tell you, this week, the PLP North FNM did this for me. I ate lamb chop, baked chicken, and baked turkey in one plate with vegetables all over it.
You was a senator.
Man, I live in good. So don't tell me no PLP, no FNM do nothing for me.
You and Rodney living big time. Right?
Don't tell me nothing about that, man.
Let me take a telephone call. Call on the line with Go ahead.
Howard Grant.
Hey, how you doing?
Good day to you, to the nation, and to my good friend, God Rose Pearl.
Hey, my brother.
God.
Yes, sir.
What's going on with you and Howard in the studio, man? What's y'all having for lunch, man? That stuff what y'all eat.
We're having a cocktail of truth.
My God.
And whenever you find a cocktail of truth, there are men who will seek nothing more but the hors d'oeuvres of errors.
God, Rose, you know you and I are cut from the same cloth politically, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know that the organization that can beat the PLP in an election does not exist. There's one organization which could beat the PLP right now that's living in this country. One.
Let me hear it.
And that's the PLP. The PLP beats itself every time. No one has ever beat the PLP in an election, but the PLP beats itself every time. Because they know what they need to do.
In 1992, the PLP got beat. In 1992, the PLP got their behind handed to them. In 1987, the same thing happened also.
Only time. That is the one and only. I will give you 1992. That is the one and only time.
What?
And it's because the Linden then lost focus and did not realize that the people was doing as bad as they were. Okay? And he said it himself. He said he had no idea that the people felt that way about them and was going through what they were going through. He said it. Okay? And God, you know that.
The opposition has always won by default.
Yes, they always have. I'm telling you, because, the PLP knows what to do to run the country. I
disagree with this.
I will tell you, the majority of the landmarks in this country today is here because of the PLP. All the PLP does is fatten up the treasury, and whenever they beat themselves, the FNM comes in and have a blast. They have a party. I mean, they just go crazy and break the country again. They go crazy, they run the country, broke again, all right, and then they give it back to the PLP to build it back up again. The PLP beats themselves and give it back to the FNM to have a party again.
Well, I appreciate your telephone call, my brother. Thank you so very kindly. Thank you very kindly. I disagree with him, though, because you can't say that. You can't say that. Okay, so in 1987, there was already talks about the fact that this election was stolen from the Free National Movement, hence the introduction of the Indelible League. This is strategy. Okay. This strategy obviously indicates to you that, okay, we may have slipped and not necessarily found a victory in 87, but my God, you will not deny us 1992, the introduction of the indelible link, so forth and so on. In 1997, with the introduction of Let's Do It Again, 2 straight FNM, by giving him another time to be able to take out his tenure, giving a contrast that the PLP had 25 years, my God, give me 10 years to get a few things done, and the people voted for the Free National Movement again in 1997. In 1997, then what do you say to that? Then what do you say to 2007 when the PLP lost again under a fresh wind?
I'll tell you why. It was based on the performance of the Progressive Liberal Party.
So you're saying that only from 2002, with the introduction of this new era, a new age PLP leadership, that they beat themselves. But historically,
we know
you can't beat the PLP.
No, culturally, the people themselves become discouraged with the Progressive Liberal Party and they vote for the FNM. That's a fact. That's a fact.
There's a lot of elements here that we are not discussing. We're not discussing.
We can get into it this year.
We're not discussing in 1992 when the world was with the introduction of
shifting.
The world was shifting.
It was shifting,
right?
And the PLP was not shifting.
No, the PLP had not shifted. The world had shifted to a position where they were empowered financially. Some money was making. Clinton was in power. All these things was happening. The Free National Movement stepped in power. Ingram saw relationships both locally and abroad. Empowered foreign directors, investment, boom, boom, boom. People was making money left, right, and straight. Not drug money. People was making money left, right, and all around the place. In 2002 to 2007, there was also economic downturn. See, these elements don't necessarily say that we hate a government, but there is social elements that causes you to vote against a government because they're not focused on being able to take care of what's before them.
What happens, Howard? The Progressive Liberal Party takes a lot of things for granted, like how Anton was saying again today. The fact that they take things for granted that we're just automatically going to support the Progressive Liberal Party is why the Progressive Party continues to lose. They have every opportunity to improve itself and to do great things and to be a part of global society, but they fail to do it. And I'll say this to you. When was the last year that we played Roots on ZNS TV?
I don't know. I haven't watched
the day the PLP lost, we never saw Roots again. Because
and which day?
The when the PLP lost, the FNM never played Roots on TV. Never. Punta Kinty, Chicken George. Guess what? We had already outgrown that. But the PLP felt that every Christmas, I can tell you this as a child, every Christmas, we're going to play Roots. Punta Kinty, every Christmas. Your gift to the nation was Roots. Don't let them people get you. You got to run away. But guess what? We were shifting. We were shifting into true independence, being able to earn your own money, build your own empire, and the FNM saying, you know what, we are the ones that can do that for you. And so we shifted with them.
And that's it. Let me take a telephone call. Caller on the line, go ahead. Go ahead, caller. Next call. Caller on the line, go ahead. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Caller, you on with me.
Good day, Howard.
Hey, what's happening?
Yeah, God. I'm happy to have you here. I wonder if you can be available on Monday to be back.
You wilding out right now. You're trying to set up my line. You're doing a lot. Go ahead.
Hey, God. You give him a good balance, man, because I want to know what that number is, that secret number, what Antoine the Lotion man got that he always can get in.
No, man, you need to stop. Go ahead.
Okay.
You in now?
How long you been waiting, babe?
From the day before yesterday.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I'm not going to fight you.
Well, Howard, you know, when you all questioning Michael Pindad strength and leadership, right? I want you all to ask Miles Roeder about this role, right? Permanent Secretary, Dr. Christopher Baisden, and people like them who know Michael Pindad from we were kids. Who we've been to school with. Robert Cox, who has been appointed managing director of what the name, Mortgage Corporation. All us go up together, play basketball teams and things together, okay? Now, when you say he ain't no dummy, he ain't no dummy.
He's extremely smart.
Oh, he's a smart fella.
Even Simon Wilson, okay? Because he go up in Yellow Valley with us too. You see? I mean, not with us, but, you know, he go up in Yellow Valley. We go all in sports and all the rest of that. Now, Howard, you mentioned something about when you said, but the fight, you talking about the Kenyatta and Cole Smith fight or that slap that was heard around the world when...
What fight?
Loretta. You talking about Loretta?
No, I was talking about the fight between her and Menace in terms of for leadership. I didn't talk about an actual
her and Andre Rollins.
No, I didn't talk about that. And all these must be allegations, sir.
Hello,
I didn't talk
two,
about that.
And you was talking about one. That's the third one, eh? Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to say, you know, everybody needs to exercise some equanimity and calmness.
Yes.
Because, you know, Antoine the Lotion man, he can't say nothing negative about, you know, the flying Phillip, the PM. And look at the things that is being examined lately. All the missteps. None of these is about Michael Pindad. He have to battle them every day. His job is to keep the feet of the government
to the fire. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Why? And when the former Prime Minister, Hubert Minnis, made the statement that until convention, he ain't got nothing to say. Remember, he's a part of the opposition too. Mm-hmm. So professionally, what he's saying is, whatever you're carrying on with, he can't do nothing and say nothing until convention is called, right?
Right.
That's being respectful. And then Dwayne Sons being attacked, you know what I mean? His profession being attacked, that's egregious. But I ain't trying to get into it, but don't let Antoine the Lotion man be, coming here and trying to analyze a different camp.
But Antoine didn't say anything in support of the PLP today.
He always doing it, because last week he talked about people who support the FNM and who support Michael Pindad, and they desperate and they don't give nothing to
on my show. On my show?
No, one show. Okay. He said,
because I can't remember him saying that.
National service. I like to know what he does offer, but what he receives from the government, or how he get to be fighting all this time. Because someone tell me say he's working for government, eh?
I don't know.
But he always calling in and everything.
I don't know nothing but his personal life.
It's like this, right? You can't. Someone like him, you can't be given analysis of the Indian camp if you're a cowboy, eh?
Yes, you can, but this is the idea of the democracy, even the facade thereof. It gives an opportunity for everyone to be able to contribute. This is it. Everyone has a space to be able to say their part, their piece. That's just what this country is. We have the freedom of speech, the freedom of opinion, the freedom of input. We have freedoms. And I can't take that from anyone. Who would I be? I can't do that. Let me read a couple of these texts before we get out of here because y'all going to fight me. So it says, Howard and Garth, I guess your caller will say that the UBP defeated themselves also. So I guess that the UBP did not give out enough flour and rice then to the voters. Right? And so they say, LOL. The FNM was defeated by the PLP in 1992. The PLP was defeated by the FNM. In 1992 and in 1997, right? So it says, by the way, both you and Garth tried, but you couldn't gain confidence of the Bahamian people, so shush. That's what they said. Adding to that, Brave is doing fool now, which will cost him the election whenever it is called. We don't want a 75-plus uninspiring, unintelligent man to take us forward. This is a text is coming through. Y'all are wilding out. You're too deep with the situation. So it says, the caller is right on point. You do have an agenda. The mere fact that you're getting vexed and catching feelings says so. The mere fact that I read that says to you that I'm not. Right?
That's
so
the name
you're
of my
fighting.
boat. That's the name of my boat.
You're not fighting. Don't fight me on these things. So it says, Howard Grant, how is it that someone who haven't voted since 1992 is so opinionated on what the government is and isn't doing? I don't know who he speaks of, right? Who didn't vote for 1992. So he says, that is the same woman who made Mr. Monker a senator. Yes. Loretta says, Howard, Dr. Sands set up and use. I don't think I'm going to read the rest of this. That's too much. Right? So he says, hi, I will vote for Loretta. I like Pintard too. He could be deputy. You're all doing a lot, right? So see these things. This is most people vote based upon feelings and not on principles. The votes are delegated between the PLP and the FNM. The other parties don't get recognition. If
That's
PLP
correct.
makes the public angry enough, they're voting FNM, and they'd forgive FNM for all the past transgressions they made when they voted out the FNM. What's the criteria of choosing a candidate? Right? It's a text is coming through.
That's a good text.
Right?
I like that
So it says FNM convention due by October, and it will be held by then. Yes, we know that. We've received that information. So it says, great day, Howard. Is BPL going to be another BTC? We all know that was the end result of that. There's a text is coming through. So it says, ask the guy on your phone how long he was waiting. Okay. Yeah. How long were you waiting? Okay, so FNM Dream Team was Loretta Sands, who lying back for economic enterprise and Brandville. Other PLPs might actually then cross the floor. Many nationalists in the PLP can't speak up for fear of being ostracized. That's what they say. Listen again. The FNM Dream Team was Loretta and Sands, who lying back for economic enterprise, and Brandville and others in the PLP may actually cross the floor. But many nationalists in the PLP can't speak up for fear of being ostracized. There's a text is coming through. So it says, Howard, ask Garth to run for the COI. He will win. Run for the COI. You will win. Right? So it says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Let's not forget that the FNM appeared to be broken under the minister's leadership. All odds are against him. When Loretta Butler headed a dream team against him, why don't you think Mr. Pintard will do the same thing against Mr. Davis? You sound good in theory. However, the truth is on the horizon. Just as Mr. Christie lost his seat to a non-factor, watch out, God will manifest. This is a text that's coming through. I like that text, right? So it says, the reality is that Lincoln Bain has been a better opposition leader for the Bahamas than the official one. So any logical thinking person would wonder why Pintard seems to be paralyzed by what is clear is that he ain't representing any real difference in how he'd operate.
I wish we had a 3-hour show. See, this is where I wanted to go with this conversation.
So it says, ask God, what is exactly the strong leadership that he expects from the opposition? What exactly would you do as a leader? Would the leader do, have to do to be that? Okay. What would the leader have to do to be that, right? Mr. Grant, There is an industrial issue blooming in the government office at the Carmichael Road area. And okay, I can send this one to my phone so we can read this. Guys, that's the show today. I want to thank you so very kindly. I think that this was a really engaging show. I
love
today,
it. We were about to take off.
Yeah, we get allegations, speculations, fingers pointing. But I want to stand steadfast and say that if we look at the elements of time, look at the elements of where we are in terms of being able to move forward, not taking away anything from Pintard, taking anything away from any of these guys, we're talking about the time and dispensation that we're living in. I think Loretta empowers and she embodies a great deal that we yearn for when it comes to empathy, when it comes to sympathy and understanding from a social needs standpoint.
Fairness,
that she would be the good person to be able to do this. The same me saying all these particular things. We're just having a good conversation.
Just having a good Bahamian talk
on radio. I want to thank you guys so much for being able to tune in. This has been the foundation today. You guys stick and stay for Chicago after this. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you on Monday, God's Spear, right here on the foundation.
Foundation. Foundation. The foundation. The foundation.